Hello everyone and welcome back to the Gaming CPA's channel. In today's episode, we are having a special episode, folks, as today we have been gifted our first key by the developer and publisher for Farlanders. The game is a simulation, strategy, city builder turn-based title where we are trying to build a colony on Mars. We are going to start today with the campaign. I've already played the demo on this and really enjoyed it, so I was super grateful that the devs and publisher were able to give me a key so that I could showcase the game to you guys. So first of all, shout out for this being the first dev-sponsored stream on the channel, and VOD, you guys, thank you, Crytivo, for giving us a shot. So alright, first thing we're going to do here is dive into the campaign, starting with a brand new save and hitting the start button. We're going to go ahead and do classic since it's recommended by the developers, and it's going to provide a little bit more of a challenge to complete some of the missions. Let's go ahead and start with chapter 1. So in our first chapter we're given an objective, and that is to complete Esther's orders. Side objective would be to create water with the help of terraforming. So we're going to go ahead and hit start on that and get going. Now, I would recommend going through the tutorial here or going through the recommendations. I'm going to go ahead and just try to speed through them since I, again, have played the game before. So I'm just going to cruise through these as I am technically your tutorial guide. So the first thing we're going to do is up in the top right here, we can terraform. And so it already has pre-made kind of patterns that you're going to use. So right now you can see I have TNT in the top left and in the top right, and it's telling me to go down here and blow things up. Now you can use the buttons to switch it up, and it's going to show you the impact of it. So if I were to blow up here, it's going to reduce these towers down. So we're going to go ahead and use the TNT to terraform, and that flattened that mountain down into nothing. Now it's saying we want to get a deep canyon, so we're going to go ahead and copy again, and this is going to turn the ground into holes. So now we've made a cool little canyon here, and now it looks like it's wanting us to fill it back up, so we're going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to go like this, rotate it, and create level flat ground for all three of those grids. So that's one part of the process, is terraforming. The next part is obviously building the base. So to build the base, we're going to go down to our habitat, click on our base icon. As you can tell, it says it can only be built on 3 different terrain types. They're telling us to just drop it right in the middle, which is good because you need space around the habitat to connect to. So the next thing we want to do is create minerals by terraforming. I'm just going to choose the one option here and create that and discover a mineral. Now it says to expand the mineral resource, so we're going to go ahead and do that. We have an option here. I'm going to try to find the best option that's going to match all of my items. And I think the best one I have is, let's go right here. So that should have improved the mineral even more. And now we're going to build a factory. The reason we're going to build the factory is so that we can actually start extracting the minerals. And now down here you can see we've unlocked a couple more icons. So let's go ahead and select production and select the factory. Now you can see up here that it's going to cost me some cubes. It's going to cost me 30 cubes. It must be built on a mineral, and it's also going to require power lines and passageways. Now we'll figure that out later, and we'll showcase that. And you can also see that there's a certain unhappiness it's going to give people that live nearby. So you want to make sure that you place the factories on minerals that are further away from your base to start, so that way it has less impact on the population. Now you can tell that we need to get some power, so we got to select our utilities and select our power line. We're just going to connect to the base, and the nice thing is it's one per grid, and it's already connected to the base. So now we need to connect tunnels, because guess what? We don't have any way for the people to get from this base over to this factory safely, all right? You don't want them to be in spacesuits all the time. And it looks like we have to get rid of a little bit of terrain here, so let's go ahead and smooth it out. I'm trying to think here. Let's go with just this option. So that's going to smooth it out, so that should allow us to now build a passageway. So we go to utilities and we go to tunnel, and if we have to demolish something, we can. And if you demolish it in the same turn you use it in, then you don't lose any resources. All right, factory's up and running. Let's go ahead and build our landing platform. This is what's going to bring the people in. So let's go ahead. I'm going to build it again. Since this is giving off negative, if I built it here, it would technically bring unhappiness. So I'm going to build this a little bit further away, and it has to be connected to the building. All right, so we built our first one, and now it's saying we need to build some houses for the colonists because we don't want them to just stay here in the base. They need to have actual houses. So let's go to our habitats and build basic houses. This is also going to need to be connected to power, so I'm not going to run it too far away. As a matter of fact, I may just bump it right here, right next to this, as it's already here. Now we need to connect it to utilities, power, I believe power and water. Let's go ahead and connect, and honestly it does pass through buildings, which is awesome, so you don't necessarily need to connect the water pipe to the other different little tiles next to it. You can just, they will connect to each other, which is great. It's almost as if the piping and tunneling runs underneath the buildings. So we're gonna go ahead and proceed to the next turn, because remember you guys, this is a turn-based city builder. I'm gonna choose to get new colonists that want a new home, so we're gonna accept them in to our population here. And as the turn happens, you can see up on my top left, I gained 10 energy, I gained X amount of water, food, refined materials thanks to my factory, and glass. And now you can see our energy is going down because we have our refinery up and running, so that's going to be taking some of our power. And our water is now at 0, so we need to figure out a way to get some water. So they give us a hint saying encyclopedia's up here. So as you can see, we now terraform water. So let's go ahead and figure this out. I think I want to do water relatively near to my base so that I don't have to go too far to tap into it. And just like that, we have created water. All right, this is great. This is awesome. The next we want to build is wind turbines and generate energy. So underneath our energy tab down here, we're going to select wind turbine. And with this, let's see. Let's go ahead and build them over here, because the higher elevation, or if they're next to higher elevation, they get a boost. I don't want to build them too far away, because then that's going to take a good number from my resources to power them with the power lines. But that should allow me to connect those two together, and now they're generating higher power for me because they're next to those higher elevations. Proceeding to the next turn, we're going to hopefully gain some energy as well as some more refined materials and glass, although it looks like our glass is currently full. You can see our population is also maxed out with the current number of houses. And with that, I think we completed it. Perfect. We got Esther's orders done and we created water. So that's how the game is done. We're going to continue on, moving on forward, and it's going to get a little more difficult, and teach us more and more stuff. So let's go ahead and dive into this second episode or second chapter here. Again, I will allow you guys, I will be your guide, your tutor. All right, I will show you how things are done and hope I do not fail. So we're going to drop our basin first and foremost. I think most of the time down the middle is where I've seen them happening. So again, it says in the checklist, build a landing platform and 2 basic houses. Now I must be wary of A, the power it's going to consume, and B, the refined materials I have. So let's go ahead and build the landing pad. Now you can see here, I'm going to end up building a refinery. So I want to make sure that my landing pad, at least my houses are further away. So let's just do both a little bit further away. So we have that going down there. We're going to go ahead and build 2 basic houses. And I'm actually going to build them down here, a little bit further away than you would think, but there's a reason for it. Let's go ahead and construct the piping down to it as well. All right, so that's, again, all the piping you need. Sorry, a little zoom in, zoom out. Okay, so we have 2 basic houses. They're built. Now we just got to get them some power. So we'll do the same thing like we did with the water. All right, there's your 2 basic houses completed. Okay, and no tunnel connection, the final thing. All right, perfect. They are done. We can now end the turn and go on to the next one. It wants us to get 10 population size. That's okay. Colony info here. Create silicone deposit with the help of terraforming. We'll end up doing that and complete her order. All right, and that's it. Here's the colony info in the encyclopedia. So once it's reached 10 population size, that should be no problem. We just have to wait for this to bring in new individuals, and that will hopefully happen here shortly. So let's go ahead and just end the day. Exactly. Now we get to accept 10 new people. All right, that's all the room we have for them, so they will come in. Again, our resources are still going up. Now that we have higher population, we consume more water, we consume more food, so we got to be aware of that. Okay, we leveled up the colony. We've now unlocked the tech tree, terraforming storage, so an extra slot if we want to basically store one of our terraforming options. And we got some 6 science and this orange coin. We're not sure what that orange coin is, but we're hoping the game will inform us of what it is. So the checklist is completed there. The tour de foresight, the R&D, it wants us to look into the research, get some energy conservation. This will unlock the solar panels. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and just unlock that right now. They want us to then build it, so we're gonna cruise through that tutorial. Build the 3 solar panels. Of course, they're gonna be underneath our energy. So they can be built on 2 different terrains. And they also get development, so they get improvement if you build them next to each other. So, for example, if I want to, say, build one right here, if I build one next to it, they should get improvement from each other. Let me go ahead and wire them. They also get improvement from, or development is what they call it, from the batteries or the capacitors. So, before I go and spend all of my resources, let's go ahead and let's build one right there as well. And then reinforced power line. I don't know if I need to use that. I think that is needed for different items. We're going to go ahead and see if we can just transfer our power over. Okay, you see how some of these look like they upgraded? All right, now we'll require factory. Factories deplete resources. Yep, this makes sense. So you see how this one looks slightly different? That's because this is a level 2. It improved because of these other ones next to it. So that's something you got to be aware of. That's really good and useful. For example, if I were to say drop down another solar panel, let's say right here, this one will upgrade to a level 2. So be smart and wary when you're planning out your base like that. That's where you're going to want to be placing those kind of items. Next thing we want to get is our refinery. That's going to produce. All right, it's going to produce some materials, I believe, for us. So let's go ahead and connect that to our wire facility. Wire that in, and then we got to get a tunnel to it as well. And just like that, it is now operational. Perfect. At this rate, larger population construct 2 water condensers, and we should get up to 20 population size. You know, that means we're going to need at least 2 more houses, but you can tell, look at our construction costs. We don't have as much funds anymore, and that's because I may have overspent a little bit on the solar panels to showcase to you guys exactly what's going on over here. So let's go ahead, and we may have to pass our turn, although it looks like we can get water condenser first. Let's go ahead and drop one of these guys, and we're just going to drop it right on the power line, because that way it's already got the power it needs. And then we're going to go ahead and end our turn. That's going to get us some more refined materials and some extra power. So let's go ahead and get some of that. All right, perfect. We can now build a second water condenser. Again, I'm thinking we build it right next to that, and then all we have to do is do 1 pipe right there. And that connects all those together. They're already on a power line. Oh, I forgot, this is built in the shadow. Okay, so since we built it on this turn, we should be able to demolish it and get all of our resources back. So let's go ahead and try that again. Okay, this one doesn't look like it's in the shadow. So you can see right there it says in the shadow. I should have read that a little bit better. Okay, so we got the 2 water condensers. Now I just need to build up a couple more houses. I can build 1 this turn, but I can't build enough. Don't have enough resources to build the second one. So we're going to go ahead to end the turn 1 more time. Oh, I wish I'd done that different so I could have... Wait, let's do this. Let's see. Let us see here. Okay, so this only gives me back 1. Is that all the... No, it took 4. Okay, so maybe you don't get the full resource value back if you demolish in the same turn. Okay, we'll go ahead and we will just take 5 individuals since we have the housing for it and we have the water for it. And then we're just going to have to reach and get 5 more people. Our water's slowly going to start going down, but that's okay. Let's build our second habitat. It can be built in the shade because that's no biggie. We're going to get a new terraform in 1 turn. So down here in the bottom right, you can see what's going to happen as the turns go on. And then we'll get some newcomers after that. So that's perfect. Our power's up and running. I may look into a different item. I'm trying to think here. This will give me food. And you can see up here, we're going to start losing food as we go forward. I have the resources. So I'm going to actually drop one of these down. We can go ahead and connect it to the power grid. And let's see, we want to connect it to the water pipes and then connect it to the tunnels. All right, so tunneling looks like does not go through that. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm probably going to have to terraform, which is fine. We can terraform this direction. We should be able to get something here this next turn. We can terraform this, increase this if we can, and then we just build a tunnel over there. I should have left this a little more open if I had been aware. Oh, I don't want to do that because that's also going to block that off. TNT, tempting. This cleans that up, but it doesn't quite do what I want there. What if I go like this? Yes, that looks like that may have worked. We're going to find out if I need to just level this one more time. Okay, so now I think I need to dig. I need to do the dig to complete that, but you know what? That's all right. We are learning. We are all learning together. So this will transfer power at a higher voltage than the standard power lines. I believe that's going to be needed in a little bit, not quite yet, but we may discover that we need that here again in a little while as we get a little bit further down and unlock a couple more things on that technology tree. So our food is decreasing. We're now down to 40 food and down to just 48 water, but we are -6. So we are, we're starting to lose a little bit more. Maybe, okay, research water extraction technology and the water pump. There we go. We got the water extraction technology. So they do have a tech tree. It's got, let's see, we got about 4, 8, 10, maybe about 18 or so technologies. So it does have a decent sized tech tree. Let's go ahead and get the water pump going, and I'm afraid I'm going to need to connect it, so I may need to move and destroy one of these water condensers, which might be a good thing for it all because of the fact that things were being blocked. I do need to destroy that, though. Oh, boy. All right, so this says should be connected with reinforced pipes. So this one is requiring reinforced pipes, so I need to go ahead and upgrade our pipes, which we did right there. So now it's happy. It's going to produce, wow, that's a lot of water, 24 water. And it notifies you of that, so you can actually reduce things down. So I'm doing 50% power, or you can turn it all the way off. But 50% power is going to provide us with just enough water. Okay, so greenhouses can be built on fertile soil. So right now it's saying save the terraform stage to the storage, which is what I'm doing there. Perfect, I saved it to the storage. No harm, no foul. Okay, then they're going to send me a water terraform. Delightful. Okay, let's go ahead and use this. Well, I figured out why it was causing issues, because it wants me to drop it over here. If I had known that, I would have probably done that. And it looks like it's giving me, I'm just looking at these options. All right, so let's go ahead and drop some water right there. Okay, and use the burn terraform. Well, we may also melt some of the stored ice into the water if you will. So now we got to use the burn terraform, which, let's see, I now have. So let's go ahead and, sorry, we're clicking the wrong buttons. Let's burn. Which one do I want to burn with? We could burn with this one, and that looks like it's going to create some seriously fertile ground around. Let's go ahead and do that. This is looking like some nice fertile soil. That'll probably be for my greenhouse. Let's build 4 greenhouses. Well, I kind of regret building this one over here. I apologize, greenhouse. We may have to demolish you, good buddy. All right, so we return some resources. Okay, build 4 greenhouses. We can do that, folks. And I'm guessing if they're built close to each other. All right, so that's in the shadow. So I want to build it out here, and I'm going to try to terraform right here. All right, so we are going to need to send some utilities quite a distance. I kind of wish I'd built my solar panels over here, but that's okay. I think we're okay with just normal wires. I don't think we have to send over anything fancy. Okay, I can place 7 down. 1. Okay, we need to fix up some terrain around here. We'll at least get it kind of wired up close enough. But yeah, we're going to need this next terrain boost to go ahead and fix that. And then I'm going to make sure I build houses before turn 4 down here. So that way I have room for the population coming in, because I also need to reach population 30. So if we can time things out well, we should be able to build 2 more bases. In fact, they should be able to go like right back here. But wow, you can see that food. We definitely need that. So let's terraform, shall we? And I think if we go mountains... every time, you guys. Mountains here? No, I need to dig. Oh, I need to do both. I need to, I believe, do mountains and then dig it down. Okay, let's do it right there. Although this will allow me to at least connect the wires. Yeah, I'm being silly. I can connect wires like that. All right, now we need to get water pipes. I think we can just run again. I don't think these ones require much on the water pipes. And of course, tunnel connection. So we're going to have to wait at least 1 more turn to get some of that. And then ideally, hopefully this terraform stage will have some shovels. I would love to remove this so I can connect all 4 of these together. I think that would be super. So let's go ahead and connect these via the tunnels. Aha, see, this is what I need. All right, I'm going to hold that tunnel there. I'm going to go ahead and build another one. Oh, can I actually reimburse this and get the full amount back? I want to build the 2 houses now. That's actually going to consume more food. Oh, man. I have to get these guys up and running ASAP. So I don't think I want to consume more... Well, actually, they won't consume more food because they're just bases. Alright, that should be enough for the population. Okay, we're going to go ahead and try to terraform this section. Yes, this is exactly what I needed right here. We're going to go ahead right there with it and hope for the best. I hope I have enough tunnels remaining. Oh, I need one more right there. Okay. I may just need to drop one of these guys right here, which means I'm going to have to demolish this one that I spent all those resources building just so I can put it there. And this will produce 5 food, which will give me another 2 turns to survive. Yeah, we're gonna have to fix that guy right there. I didn't realize he was also bad. Okay, I'm like, should I take all 10? Because once I do that, I'm gonna be losing 15 food. Let's see. We may want to wait a little bit longer on the migration. Unless we are confident. Yeah, we need to wait because it's going to take 2 turns before I get that. So I apologize. We cannot accept all the people. We will call you later achievement. I like it. I like it. All right. Unless there's a way I can pipe all the tunneling all the way around, there is probably a way to do it. It's just going to obviously take a significant amount of work. Yeah, this wrong terrain is really going to bite me in the butt. Let's go ahead and demolish these wires, though. We don't need all of those. I can just run the wires right there. Okay, so maybe that reimbursed us a little bit. But the problem is I have to run this all the way around, and that's just unacceptable. That's not going to work. Okay, let's go ahead and get the next turn. Terraforming. Fingers crossed it will be the one we need, so then we can start connecting all these together. Perfect, you guys. This is exactly what I needed. It's technically going to make it fertile, or not fertile ground. It'll just make it sand, but that will at least allow me to do what I need. Perfect. And then I'm going to see if it will actually allow me to build a greenhouse on it. Nope. Okay, that's all right though. Yeah, it's saying food shortage. No kidding. We're going to connect with the tunnel. All right, there we go. Now we have 2 up and running. And I'm going to go ahead. It does say in the shadow, which is unfortunate, but I don't have any better terrain to do it on. So this one, oh, it's not going to allow it at all, huh? I was hoping it would. Okay, so I need to demolish this with a demo. Let's not build this then. Let's get that reimbursement back. And we'll also reimburse that tunnel. We'll wait a little bit. We are positive on food, so we can at least take 5 more colonists in next time. But if we can get a demo, I think it's going to take at least 2 turns. Maybe if I get lucky, I might be able to turn this into fertile ground. So let's go ahead and hit the next turn. All this planning. I mean, theoretically, I could probably build a greenhouse elsewhere. Right? Can't I, or do I not have any other fertile ground anywhere? I guess I don't have any other fertile ground. All right, let's go ahead and go to next turn. We're building up our food, which is good. I do notice our power's going down a little bit, which, well, that's not good. We're going to have to probably build some power to supply it. All right, let's see. This turns it into sand, which is not what I want. What I want is to make my life better. So that just turns it into dirt. What is the next stage? How do I turn something into fertile? Oh, actually, no. I'm incorrect. I apologize. That will remove the shadow, so then we can build the food. And that is it. Shortage of workers. That's okay, you guys. We will get that solved with the very next thing we get. But while we have a little bit of time and hopefully energy, let's go ahead and see if we can't boost up some of our power. Okay, now we can take the 10 population and we solve the problem. We have enough, should have enough workers for all the facilities. They're going to show up. They have places to live. These places are now, you can see they're kind of building up a little bit. Boom! Colony level up. We unlock trading. We can buy goods with the landing platform and sell with the trade shuttle. 10 research, 20 food, and 2 tokens. So, checklist complete. Big thumbs up. We've unlocked trading. I'm sure they're going to try to tell us how to use it. Maybe they won't. Ah, there it is. All right. New policies and more science points. 2 electrical components. Ah, that's what they are. You can use your landing platforms to trade and make purchases. The same platforms for colonists. You're teaching me a heck of a lot. So, here's electronics. We have 4 of them. We can do trading. Ooh, we can buy 2 of them for some money. Okay. All right, or we could buy 3. Well, the math here tells me 245 units better than 300 per unit. So let's go ahead and let's buy this. We'll get new trading proposals in 2 turns. So that's, I'm guessing the ship is going to end up bringing in that for me. All right. Okay, let's go ahead and hit exit there. It wants us to just buy resource too. That's probably exactly what they want us to do. I'm just thinking right now I'm going to need some more water and some more power. Even more power. Man, that power is getting short on us, isn't it? All right, let's go ahead and just go full send on over here. There we go. We can just upgrade as much as we can in the process since we have a good amount of resources. So we are going to go ahead and I'm curious. I might build a second landing pad, you know, because I wonder if that will give me, it does give me another trading route. Let's buy both of them. I know one's technically not cost effective, but you know, what are you going to do about it? We're going to hold off on the research until we find out exactly what they want from us. Oh, they're cool little care packages that drop in. Alrighty. I don't know if I have to click them or not. Nope. Okay, good. They automatically get collected. You can see our electronics increased by 5 that turn, and our water is going down a little bit. But remember, you guys, I technically research commerce and build a spaceport to accept more incoming ships and cargo. Okay, so we can build a spaceport. I'm going to toggle this off of 50% back to 100%. Consumes more power, but I do want to make sure our water's going up. Next checklist, we have glass production technology. All right, you got it. We have our tech tree, glass production. Let's research that. That's going to get me the refinery, the mineral depot, and the glass depot. And then let's go ahead and research the commerce, because that is our spaceport. Now, I can only assume the spaceport is going to require some glass, and it does. We technically already have glass on hand, so we're going to go ahead and construct the spaceport. And then we need to build some landing platforms next to it. It looks very similar to our current setup, so let's see. I'm just thinking as far as best place to put it. Up here's not bad. I'm going to have to terrain some items, which I think I could do right here, right now. Every time, you guys, every time. I can terrain these. Yes, and then we can go ahead and put our spaceport right here. And then we can bring the wiring, which it may require reinforced power. We're going to go ahead and leave it. I'm going to go ahead and wire up to here. Just like that. And then we're going to probably need a tunnel on over to it as well. Just like that. And look at that. Spaceport is now working. And then we need one more landing platform. So we did have to take one up with that. Let's go ahead and just place it right up there. And that's all 3 items checked. Our work inspired. Oh man, thank you so much. We are inspired as well. Glass refinery. Glass is required. Build it over silicon deposits. Regular minerals will not work. We must create a wasteland to build. So we have a silicon deposit here. It looks like we need at least try to go with 1 turn. But first thing we need to do is make it pretty. So let's go ahead and see. It looks like this is our best option. Let's go ahead and work this. And we now have our silicon deposit level 3. Also, it does mention you can do different combinations. So we have ground, fertile soil, and it tells you what item you can use to basically make it work. So that's kind of neat, actually, that you can make fertile soil using fertile soil plus burn equals sand. Oh, it shows you what the end result is. Or if you smooth out, that will create fertile soil. Fertile soil plus smooth out, and fertile soil plus has flat stays at fertile soil. So you can kind of go find exactly what you're trying to figure out, and it should show you what the outcome is going to be. So next thing we need to do is build a glass refinery, but of course we need some more resources. We only have so much, you know. So it looks like we filled up our water supply, which is awesome. I love to see that. We want to build a glass refinery, and this one goes onto the silicon deposit. We're going to need to run, obviously, our resources to it, which we can should be able to just borrow off of these guys right here. So let's go ahead and just put one there, and then a tunnel, which may require a little bit more resources, because this guy was not what I wanted him to be. So now we are producing glass. Glass at 20. Wow, that's incredible. All right, mission accomplished, you guys. Well done. We did it. This has been chapter 2. I did not create silicon deposit with the help of terraforming. I thought that's exactly what I did. But maybe we didn't. Awesome, you guys. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this beginning part so far. If you have, let me know down in the comments below if you want me to post another video of this, of continued gameplay. This was a first look of the game. Again, big shout out and thank you to Crytevo, Hunter, especially on the Crytevo team, for sending me the key. This was our first ever video or VOD of a game that we were gifted a game key from, a dev. So thank you guys, the dev and the publisher, so much for the game key. Thank you guys so much for watching as well. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, and if you haven't yet and you want to hit that subscribe button down below and the notification bell next to it so that you get notified when I post more VODs or content to the channel, that would be appreciated. And until next time, y'all, maximize those deductions and pay less in taxes. Have an amazing day.